How's it going, guys? This is the RPG Pro, and this is the first tutorial on my channel, and it is going to be a video on how to get an item selected from inventory to trigger an event. Or put it into context, we're going to get this guy, and he's going to pick up a key. He's going to find a key, and he's going to go up to a door which is locked, and he's going to use the key, and he's going to unlock it to get to another room. Now I've got a little setup here. Here's my interior room, and here's where he's going to go. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make the key, and to do this we are first going to go up here to the database, and we're going to go to the items tab. There is no key here. This is what it comes up as default, but if you want to make more items, you can just change the maximum to 17, and there'll be another space for another item. Now we're going to call this key, and we're going to choose an icon which is most appropriate for a key. Just a little description, and we're going to make this just a normal item type. I think you should make this a key item, because I've made a script just for this project. That's most of my tutorial, but I only have one category with this script, which is just the items. But with your project, you'll have no scripts, no inputted scripts from internet or anything, and you'll have different categories in your items, so the key will appear in the key items, I think. But I'm just going to set mine to normal. Now, the occasion will be only from the menu, the scope will be none, the consume is no, because if you basically accidentally press the key even if you're not at the door, you'll just basically eat it. That's what consuming it is, like a potion or whatever, and it will just go and you won't get it back, so we won't want that. And this you can all leave, and we're going to go to here later after we've made the common events and etc. So now we've got the key all sorted, what we're going to do is we're going to place it on the floor here. For the graphic, most people use the flame, which is this little sparkle here, or you can use that one, but I prefer using this one. Turn these all on, or if you want to walk over it, you can turn this on. But these is just in case when you interact with it, it won't change its graphic, because it sometimes does that. So I'm going to tick all these, and this is what animates it with those here. Okay, so now what we're going to do, make sure this is same characters and action button as well. Well, first we're going to do is we're going to say, you found a key. Or what you can do is what I did with my game, which I'm the creator of Claythrophobia, which you can download on GameJolt. I'll put the link in the description if you want to download and play it. What I did with mine is that I made a choice if you want to pick up the key or not. And to do this, you can show choices and yes and no. And if you say yes, then you'll pick up the key. If you say no, you'll leave it. But for this tutorial, I'm just going to leave it as you found the key. Now what we're going to do is we're going to double click to make a new command. Change the items, increase the key by 1, press OK, and this will basically put the key in your inventory. Now what we want to do is we want to make a switch. Just a self switch, not going to be any confusing. We're just going to make self switch A is on, and then we're going to make a new event page, and then just turn self switch A is on. Okay? Now what this will do is it will make a switch to delete this, delete this event, so you can't keep constantly picking up keys. Now the reason why I don't use erase event is because if you leave a map and you go back in that room where the key is, it will come back, and you won't want that still, because you can keep constantly picking up keys and you won't want to do that. You can do that in some terms, but not for this tutorial. So making this, you can only pick up once, and this switch will always be on for the rest of the your game. Okay, so now that we've done that, we can close this down, because we've got a new key. Now what we're going to do is going to make the door event. Now I've got this little square here where the door is meant to go. We can just make a quick event creation, a door, or if you want, you can use the one with the 2 tiles on here. But because this is just a tutorial, I'm just going to do this real quickly. I'm going to use this one. So we're going to double click here, and we're going to select the dungeon map, and we're going to place it there. Okay, and that's where the character is going to go through the door, and it's going to land in here. If you double click on here, this will be the event. And since the door will be locked and requires a key, we won't want this on the first page. So we're going to copy this page and we're going to paste it. Then we're going to go back to the first page, and then we're going to delete all of this here. We're going to leave the door, leave the play touch, everything as it is, but we're going to make a message, and we're going to put the door is locked. Okay, so when the character goes up to the door, it'll say the door is locked. Okay, so we've got that sorted for now, and now we're going to go into the more complicated stuff, but I hope you will understand it clearly. Go back into the database and you'll see a tab called Common Events. Click on that and it will bring up this little page. We're going to create a common event. I'm going to call it Key to Unlock Door, or that's what I'm going to call it. We're going to start off by making some control variables. So to do this, we're going to double click to make an event command, and it's right here on page 1. Click on that, and then it will come up with this. Now we're going to make 2 variables by double clicking in this box here, and we're going to call one X, I'm going to call the second one Y, and we're going to click OK. Well, first we're going to make a variable for the X. What we're going to do with this X is we're going to set it as a game data, double click in the box, and the character player's map X. So basically this variable here, X, represents as the player's map X. And we're going to do the exact same with the second one, which is Y. Make the character's player's map Y. So we've got these 2 right here. There are 2 methods on doing this, but I'm just going to show you guys the easy way that I found out, because I've been doing it another complicated way that requires 4 variables, which is making the players at X and Y, and also make an event that where you're going to stand that X and Y. But I found out that you can do this with coordinates, and to find out the coordinates, they're right down here. So yeah, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a conditional branch, which is on the flow control bit on page 1. So we're going to click on that, and we're going to move it to the variable one, and we're going to, this is set always to the first one, always will be, but you can just double click and you can click whenever you want. So it will say if X is equal to the coordinate, and we're just going to find out what this coordinate is. This is where the player is going to stand, and we're going to want the coordinates here, which is 008, 004. So we're going to go back into that variable. If the X is equal to the coordinate 8, you can just put 8, no matter if it's 008, it will just go to 8. Click OK. Then the next thing you want to do is you want to make another conditional branch inside of it, which is here, where this at and then that is. Make another conditional branch, and then say if variable Y is the coordinate of 4. Okay. So we've got that. Those are that's basically if those conditions are met. That's what the conditional branch is. So if the player is standing at the coordinate of X equals 8 and coordinate Y equals 4. So basically if he's standing there. Then we're going to make 2 more conditional branches, but one is optional. And this is if the character is facing up, to make it a bit more realistic that the character's facing the door. But that's only optional. If you want, you can do that if you want. And then the 4th one is the most important, which is on the fourth page, which is if the item key is in the inventory. So you can just like stand there and it'll even work. Well, obviously start, I don't know, because it's going to be this is going to activate with the key item. Okay, so we've now got all the conditional branches sorted. We're going to make some text in here, like if all those conditions are met. We're going to put you unlocked the door. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take the key out of the inventory by changing the items decrease by 1, like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make a switch, not a self switch, make it a switch, and we're going to double click here, and we're going to call it door unlock. Okay, and turn it on like that. Now we are finished with this common event, and now to finish it off, we're going to go back into the items, and we're going to go to this effects tab here, and we're going to double click in this little table, go to the fourth tab, which is other, and then go to the common event, and click it here, and then set it to the common event that you created, which is key to unlock door. Okay, so basically when you select the key from your inventory, it will play this common event, playing all of this. Okay, now the last thing we're going to do is the switch, and basically if you basically unlock the door, it will turn on this event page so you can go through the door. And I think that's about it. Let's see how it turns out. Wow. Okay, so here I am. If we go to the door, you'll say the door is locked, so we can't go through it. There's a little sparkle. If we go up to here, you found a key. The key will be gone, so you can't pick it up anymore. If we go into the items, the key is there. If we put the key anywhere, it'll be still there, nothing will happen. But if we go up to the door, it'll say, you unlocked the door. Now if we go back to our adventure, the key is gone, and we also went through the door. And that's how you do that. That's how you get a key and use it to unlock a door. If you'd like to see more tutorials like this, feel free to comment on what you need help with and I'll be happy to help. If you'd like to see more videos and you want to catch up on all these tutorials, make sure you hit the like, favorite and subscribe, as it will help the channel grow. And I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.